All right, we're on. You guys, happy Monday. It's Khang. Welcome to my channel, Wholesale to Million. This is our second subscriber wholesale deal interview. I'm gonna have our special guest share with you guys his personal stories and also too is his first wholesale deal. And he's gonna give you guys the breakdown of how he found the deal, how long it took, and how much he makes on the deal. All right. And the purpose of this, you guys, is to inspire and motivate those of you who haven't done your first wholesale deal to go out there and get it done. All right. Now, if you guys like these kind of interviews, please, you guys, subscribe, hit that bell notifications because I'm planning to do more of these. And if you guys have recently done your wholesale deal, drop me a comment. I would love to get you guys on the shows and get you guys interview and let you guys share your stories. All right. So you guys, let's help me welcome Akie Williams from Roanoke, Virginia. How's it going, buddy?
Doing all right. How about yourself, man?
Doing great, doing great. So, Akie, let's get right into it, and let's get you share your personal stories of how you got into real estate, and then from that, then we're gonna get you into sharing your first wholesale deal. How's that sound?
Well, I've actually been in real estate longer than I knew about it. My parents actually are immigrants from Sierra Leone, and they've always been entrepreneurial in that they bought old convenience stores and renovated them themselves. And I didn't even know I was doing real estate when I was a kid. So I started out doing that, and I really hated it. But it wasn't until after college where, I said I wanted to do my own business myself. And this is 2 years since college, and I saw an opportunity in wholesaling, and just went all in. Took a couple courses, went to YouTube University, and I'm seeing your channel now, and just went all in as soon as I could.
Gotcha, man. So you were brought up in a family that was already in real estate?
Not full-fledged, but we had I'm sorry, let me start from the beginning. My parents originally moved into a house and then eventually paid it off, and then they moved into another house and then rented that house out. And we got to another house, they had us, and then we moved again and they rented that house out. And like I said, we've had convenience stores, other businesses where we had to renovate buildings that were down to the bare frames, and just been doing renovations and things like that. Not particularly real estate, but more so for ourselves.
Gotcha. Hey, so Akie, how old are you now, man?
What's that?
How old are you now?
Me, I'm 24.
Gotcha, man. I wish I would have knew about real estate when I was 24. I didn't know about it until I was like, I think like 27.
Hey, better late than never, man.
That's right, man. So did you have did you have a job, a regular job, or were you just kind of work for families?
Well, I'm still actually in the family business. I'm just doing real estate on the side for an additional source of income, and eventually hope to just replace myself within the family business and start doing this full time.
Nice, man. So are you going to college right now as well, or no?
Finished college 3 years ago.
And what were you major? Oh, you're cutting out. Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah, Akie, you're cutting out again. It's probably the internet connection.
Sorry about that. Cut out.
Hey, no problem. So what were you going to college for?
I actually went for business, and I ended up having about 18 extra credits, and ended up doing computer science. I finished off with business administration and computer science.
Nice. So now you are just taking on wholesaling full time?
Yeah.
So do you still work in the family business anymore?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm sorry, man. I do wholesaling part time.
Okay.
But you know, there's a lot of free time with what I do. So I do a lot of research, and I do a lot of, I have a guy that I'm working with right now that lets me go out to appointments and stuff like that.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so now let's get on to the wholesale deal. How long did you how long did you start it until you got your first wholesale deal? Like, how long did you actually start and say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go into and learn about wholesaling, and then how long that took for you to get your to get your first wholesale deal?
Oh my goodness! So I actually started learning about it probably October of 2016, and I started doing direct mail. As you know, it has a 1% or less than 1%, you know, return on your investment. So I just thought I was doing something wrong, and I was mailing out from probably October all the way up until May, and I finally got a call in May, and the lady said that she had a house that I mailed her about earlier that year, and she wanted to get rid of it. She had a brother that was in the property, and just he was supposed to keep up the property essentially, but the property was just run down. This guy had some kind of brain injury a couple years earlier, so in order to cope with that, he ended up turning into an alcoholic, and the property was just it was beat up. And you know, she said if I could close quickly, that I could that she would take cash for it, and you know, I found a cash buyer. I'm sorry, put it under contract, found a cash buyer, and that was pretty much it.
Gotcha. So you guys are taking it really short and straightforward to the point. So I'm going to break it down for because most of people are watching this and probably haven't done their first wholesale deal. So Akie, I'm going to really break this down. So October 2016, that's when you started, right? Start learning, and you didn't get a first deal under contract until May of 2017.
Right, and actually, she was kind of hesitant with the whole process, so actually didn't close it until probably it was September 22nd actually, just because her brother said that he was going to get the property if he was going to go to rehab, etc. But you know, the property just kept on going one down in value, and actually I know the landlord that right beside the property, he actually wanted to buy it, but you know, he said the property was so gross inside, and the guy that finally bought it actually wanted the property cleaned out, and I hired people to clean it out, and they actually did end up cleaning it out, and I had to go back, me and my buddies, and do it ourselves. Oh my goodness, that was a learning experience in and of itself. That's a whole other video. But,
yeah. So yeah, gotcha. Okay, so you started in October of 2016, got the call of May of 2017.
Yeah.
And the deal didn't close until September 22nd of 2017. Okay, and you guys, the reason why I'm breaking down these numbers and asking our guests the date that they started to the date that they got their first deal, because I want those of you who are just getting into it and you've been 4 months in, 5 months in, 6 months in, or maybe a year in, and you just don't see the results, and you just want to like give up and ask yourself, is this for me? And I want to let you know that, you know, it is going to take time, and if you stick with it, things are going to happen. Now, Akie, so when you got into the whole real estate, what makes you want to get into wholesaling?
Honestly, it was a lowest barrier to entry, and also there's this other group of people in my city that's making a lot of money. So, you know, obviously people don't want to talk about the monetary side of it. I obviously like helping people because I do retail every day. I've been doing retail since I was about 7 years old. My mom pushed my fingers on the cash register, but you know, I consider myself a people person, and you know, that's about it.
Gotcha, man. So, so now, tell everyone, what was your marketing strategy, or what was your marketing budget? Because you mentioned you started out with direct mail. So what was your budget, and and what kind of I guess, and what is your targeting list?
Honestly, I had a ramen noodle budget.
You have a what?
A ramen noodle budget. Yeah, it was low, man. I mean, honestly, I just went to the courthouse, collected leads that way, probate, tax delinquent, etc., and just mailed out as much as I had money for at the time. And I'd say about 50 to 100 bucks a month, because stamps are 50 bucks for 100, and I literally hand wrote all of them. And I feel like you get a better response that way just because they know you're a real person. They figure that you're mailing to less people. I'm not sure what that was. I've tried some big printing companies. Obviously, it's easier to scale that way, but I feel like when they see actual pen strokes on a paper, that really increases your response rate.
Nice, nice. So you have a budget of $50 to $100 per month to buy stamps, and then so you would handwrite these letters.
Yeah. Well, I had more money than that, but I wasn't willing to go, balls to the wall, put a lot of money into one stream of marketing without, knowing what it could return back to me, especially in my market.
Gotcha. Okay. And now, what do you write on these letters? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Akie. I'd like to buy your house cash. If you're interested, call this number and thank you, my company name, and then I say have a blessed day. It's very important to say have a blessed day because you can't cuss somebody out. You say you have a blessed day. I heard that somewhere.
I agree, man. No, I agree. That's actually a good idea. So now let's dive, Akie, let's dive into the deal a little bit more. So when the seller calls you in May, so how was the conversation exchange? Do you tie it up like how long did it took you to talk to her and then to tie the property up? Is it vacant? Is it occupied? Is it rented? Can you share with us?
Yeah. So like I said, it was owned outright. And it was occupied by her brother, and she wanted the brother to take over the property. He had 5 months to take it over up until May because she was the executor of the estate. This one was probate, and he didn't take it over. He just kept on using the property, and we kept talking from May, and she finally got fed up with it. She said, "Hey, I got your letter back in May. Can you do something about this?" And I was like, yes, I can. I had a couple people respond to me negatively. I've had other deals fall through. And she was ready to go. She's ready to go.
Gotcha. So she calls you in May?
She calls me in May and lets me know she might be interested, and then she called me again in September, and she lets me know, she wants to close quickly. I get a buyer put it on Craigslist, and then had a couple people come look at it. So the price I was asking for the property was actually too much, and then this guy ended up negotiating a price that was lower than I had listed it for. Had to go back to the seller actually and renegotiate the price. And she said, "Okay, with this price, can you close quickly?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I made a small assignment fee. It was $2,000, but I was so happy to get my first deal done.
Nice, man. Okay, so let me dive into a little bit more. So she calls you back in September, and then you guys chat and you tie it up. How long do you tie the property up under contract for?
30 days.
Okay, so you
22.
What's that?
It was for 30 days, but we closed in 22. We closed a little bit quicker.
Nice. Okay. So you tie the property up under contract for 30 days. That 30 days allows you to go find the buyer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Nice, man. So, and then everybody always asks, what's the earnest money that you have to put down?
Honestly,
The top ramen?
I didn't put down any. I didn't put down any actually. I wrote on the contract, just not applicable, and she wasn't worried about it. Me and her grew. We're actually still friends to this day. She's an awesome lady. She even buys products from our stores now.
Oh,
So, yeah, like she was so happy that she got rid of the property and that her brother is in rehab. A lot of people think that, wholesaling are trying to, do one thing or another, but at the end of the day, we're targeting people that need the service, motivated sellers.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely agreed, man. So for those of you who's worried about, I don't have the earnest money to put down, you guys, it can be $0, $1, $100. So whatever the amount is, whatever that you can talk to the seller and agree upon. And a lot of times people don't understand, but the earnest money, a lot of the seller doesn't even ask, or they don't even worry about it. When they want it to sell, they're ready to, when they are wanting to sell, they just want someone to go in there, and knowing that they have a buyer, and they are not worried about the earnest money or anything like that. So you guys don't have to worry about that. So now you said that you found a buyer through Craigslist.
Yeah.
Nice, man. So how long did you, I guess when you post, the time that you posted on Craigslist, how long did it took for you to find that buyer?
So that buyer in particular, I'd say about a week. But before that, my phone was not ringing nonstop. And I had a whole bunch of other wholesalers contacting me, asking me JV. And honestly, I didn't know what JV meant at the moment. But I had a couple other cash buyers come by and didn't even try to negotiate price. But this guy was a big player. I looked at the GIS. He had bought maybe 50 or 80, 50 to 60 properties in the area last year, and this guy was serious. He went in and said, "Hey, I know what the comps are for this. This is what I'll pay for it." And he was more certain of it than she was as far as price went. So I had to go back to her, let her know, "Hey, this is what the comps are. This is what other properties in the area are selling for." And she agreed. He said, "As long as we can get it done, let's do it."
Nice, man. So how many buyers do you show the property to for you to come across that one buyer?
Actual cash buyers, I'd say 4 or 5. And actually, it's so crazy because normally people use a lockbox. The door was wide open. This guy was just so out of it all the time. The door was just open. I'd say, "Hey, man, I'm coming in to show this guy the house," and he'd be like, "Okay."
Gotcha. Okay. So you show it to four to five different buyers before you came across that solid buyer, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned the property was vacant, so it was easy to show, right?
You said what?
The property was vacant, so it's easy to show, right?
No, it wasn't vacant. It was
Okay.
occupied by her brother.
Oh, it's occupied by her brother. Okay. And now, do you have to physically, Akie, do you have to physically be there to show? Because people are wondering, they're worried about sellers and buyers, talking about pricing and trying to go behind your back. So were you there, or how did it all play out?
Well, the seller was always the seller was always at work, and the brother didn't know what was going on, and quite frankly, knew the situation that the property was going to get sold. So I had no problem getting into the property.
Gotcha. And did you have to be there to show, or was the buyer there to
I was there.
You were there. Nice. Okay. Now, you guys, Akie, let's get into numbers. So how much do you tie the property under contract for?
I tied up the property initially for 24, but negotiated it down to 18.
Okay. So hold on a second. So you tied up for 24 for 30 days. And then you found the buyers within 22 days? Or no, you closed within 22 days.
Right.
1 week to find the buyer. And now this buyer, so basically this buyer did the walkthrough on the property and then came back and kind of gave you a number of what he's willing to move forward with it. Is that correct?
Correct.
So now what happened with the other 4 to 5 buyers?
They looked at it, said they'd get back to me, but I knew initially, if you were serious about this, if you're a real cash buyer, that you would hop right on it because it was an awesome deal, even for 24. But this guy, I plan on doing long-term business with him. So I want to establish good relations.
Nice. Nice, man. So basically, so the cash buyer, he came back and he said, what price did he have to be at?
He had to be at 20.
You got to be at 20. And then you came back and you negotiate with the seller, and how much did you get the price reduced for?
To 18.
18. So the profit on it is 2,000.
2,000.
Nice. You guys, see, the thing is, a lot of times where, you know, when I first started out too, and this was one of my, I would say one of my fear and one of my worry that holds me back from I was going to do a video. I actually lost on a deal that I could have made 30 to 35K on it, you guys. But because I was worried, what if I can't find the buyers? You know, and things like that. So I want you guys to understand that, you know, here, Akie's got an under contract for 24, you know, and he lets the buyer goes in there and do their thing. They came back and gave him another price and saying, here's where I need to be at so I can move forward and close on this deal. You guys, if you don't have a product, you cannot advertise and sell that product. You have nothing to sell. So when you have a product, then you can market and then you can sell the product. And then, you know, people will give you their opinion. This is what I'm willing to pay for. So now you can come back and try to make the deal work. Sometimes, you guys, you can come across deal where it's a no-brainer. Boom, you pop it on, you know, you get tied up for such a good discount. You went out, you market it, you got a bunch of buyers that probably bid on it, that wants the deal. But there are deals like this, and we do it all the time. There's deals like this where you tie it up, where you think, you know, this is the repair cost, you know, it's going to be off and things like that. So you tie it up at a certain price where you think it makes sense, it sounds good. Then now you have a product to market. But then you get the buyers comes in, and the buyer, you know, some of them, 4 or 5 of them say, hey, this is not going to work. I'll get back to you. And just like Akie said, you know, if they are serious, and they're serious, they're gonna come back, and if they want the property, they're gonna give you guys a price to let you know that what they can buy it at. And you guys, that's the key. You know, once the seller has that commitment with you, once the seller made that commitment with you, you guys, I promise you, it's a lot once you tie it up and they have that commitment with you, and they've been going in this with you for a week or 2 weeks, dude. Now they just want the property sold. Right? They just want to be done with. And you know, when you find that motivated seller, that, you know, if you have to come back and renegotiate, they're going to be willing to work with you, you know, and, you know, they're going to be willing to work with you most of the time, more than not. But a lot of time when you first start out to do your first wholesale deal, you know, when you first start out, you're going to come across where you're going to make the wrong number. Your ARV might be off. Your rehab cost might be off, you know, but eventually when you got better, yes, you're going to start tying property up on a contract where you don't have to go back and renegotiate all the time. But don't let that hold you back from, hey, I want to make sure the number's correct. But, you know, you don't have, when you first start out, if it sounds good, if it feels good, if you do your research, and if it sounds good, lock it up. Now you have a product. Now you can advertise and try to find a buyer for it. All right. So let's get back to here. So you made a profit of 2,000 on that.
Yeah.
Nice, man. And that was closing September 22nd, 2017.
2017.
Nice. And do you have the HUD there, or do you have the HUD, the checks?
I actually don't have that HUD. I have the HUD of the most recent deal that I just closed last week. This one was another $2,000 one for $2,250.
Nice, man. Okay. Hey, so let's roughly talk about that deal really quick. So you closed one in September 22nd, 2017. How long after that do you close your second deal?
Well, 4 months.
Cranking it up, man.
Trying to, man. Trying to do one a month this year. So
Nice, nice. Okay, so 4 months after that, you closed your first one. So how do you come across that deal?
that one actually cost me just a little bit of gas money. I was driving around, driving for dollars and looking for vacant properties. And of course, this property actually looked so bad. I thought it was vacant. This property was actually a rental that had been rented out since 1988. And the owner is a landlord that owns about 50 properties in the area. He's looking to liquidate some of his properties for personal reasons. And I contacted him and he said that he'd like to sell. And the property was worth around 60,000, and I tied it up for 19.5.
Nice. And how long did it take you to find the buyer for that?
Honestly, it took me 3 months.
Okay, took you 3 months to find. And where do you find the buyers?
I want to say Craigslist.
On Craigslist again? Okay. So now, do you have to go back and renegotiate with the seller for to extend out the date?
I didn't actually. I didn't. He was very lenient. This guy was. He's well off. He has about 50 rentals in the area, and this deal, I was actually worried that as to why it wasn't selling at 19.5. And so what I did was I actually linked up with a JV partner, and we agreed that no matter who closes this deal, that we would split the profits. And so, what do you know? The day after I signed the contract with the buyer, somebody calls in that would have made me a spread of about 12,000. But I'm just it. And yeah, that's patience, right? But I already waited 3 months. I was like, that's long enough. I'm gonna try to close this deal for a little bit less money, get the landlord and the seller his money, and just get the second deal in the books.
Nice, man. So Akie, so when you tie your second deal under contract, so was it just an open closing date, or was there a set closing date on there?
So what happened was I actually met him at the property. We walked around the property. I looked at it, I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, it was a triplex actually. And it looked pretty good, but it was in a rough part of town. So he actually drove me around the town, gave me the history about, everything he'd done in real estate, and then said, let me know. He let me out of the car and he said, let me know what you want to do. And I actually just mailed him out the contract. I didn't give him the contract. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I mailed out the contract to him and said, yes, I'm interested, with the note, and then gave him the contract. And he sent back the signed contract. I gave it the title. They did the title search. And at that point, we were just waiting on a buyer. And I was still marketing it for the original listed price. And nobody came along, just reduced the price a little bit, and found somebody that actually was serious about buying.
Nice, man. So Akie, so when you met the seller, walk through the property. So at that time, you didn't have the contract to sign with him. You mail him the contract after that?
Yeah.
So you mail him a contract with your offer price.
No. He gave me the offer price in the car. He was just ready to get rid of it. The property, he got it for around. Keep in mind, this property is now worth around 60,000. It's a triplex. I know it's weird, but he got it for 2,500.
There's no way you'll be able to buy something like that in my area. Wow. Akie, you're cutting out again, man.
Am I here?
Yep.
Right.
So he gave you a price, and then you came back. Then you mail him the contract.
Exactly.
Nice. And now, what I want to know is that did you have a certain closing date on there? Was it 30 days? Was it 60 days?
It was 30 days, but after we were getting closer to that date, and I was letting him know, hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to close. He said, no rush. He said,
wow,
we could close whenever I was ready, and it took me that long. I know, it's crazy.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you just so basically when it comes to that time, you just call up the seller and so how do you say it? So how do you say it to the seller that he's like, yeah, you know what? We can close whenever you're ready.
He gave me the leniency because once again, I built up some good rapport with him. After we got to the property, he insisted that he and I, give me a second.
No problem. That's another motivated seller.
Yeah, he told me that he wanted to show me about everything he did, and I just shut my mouth. I listened, and I was actually interested because this was real estate. He had showed me different pieces of land that he bought for $700, and that he flipped it to the city for like 60,000. And he taught me a lot. We were around for about 30 minutes that day, and I'd call him not for just the just about the deal, but we would just talk about different things in real estate, and I'd ask him questions. And so I think that had a big part to do with it. I just told him, hey, I don't have the money yet. Can I still buy? And he said, take your time with it. As soon as you're ready, I'd love to get this property to you.
Nice. So on this Akie, so this guy, he sounds like he's a pro, right? He sounds like he's been in it for a while.
Oh yeah.
So
the reason why I say that handwritten letters work better is because he said, you know what, I get a ton of these for all my properties all the time, but yours just stood out to me, and I decided to call it.
Very nice, man. Very nice. And the reason why I brought up is that it's the guy, the pro. He's been in the business for a long time, because I have people that, that actually starting out, and they like, well, what if I'm dealing with someone that are like the pro, they've been in the business for 20, 30 years, and I come off as like this amateur, like, do you actually get deals from those people? Yes, there are situations, there are times where, they're ready to unload, and it's for them, it's not, even if they're in the business, they have the experience. But it all comes down to is that negotiating on the price and make it work for everyone. And there are times where they're going to have, they're going to run into things where they want to sell, and they're willing to sell it for a quick hassle-free discount price. So Akie, on this guy, so on this guy, did he know the price? Did he know what the property's worth? All of that?
Yeah, this guy did. Yeah.
No, you're the pro. So Akie, what kind of tips or advice can you give to those that are, starting out and haven't done their first deal yet, man?
I'd say it's your first deal. Don't be surprised if it takes you longer than you think. That's number one. Don't be surprised that your first deal is going to take longer to put together than you think. You're new to the game. It's going to be really hard to find, first off, motivated sellers. But probably even more so, it's going to be probably harder to find a cash buyer, because you're not going to know what a deal is. And, in my city, I bring a bunch of different deals to my RIA group, and nobody would bite on it. And I would wonder, like, why wouldn't they bite on it? Yeah, it's going to take longer than you think. That'd be about it.
Okay, nice, man. So up to today, you closed 2 deals already?
2 deals, working on the 3rd.
Dude, congrats on all the success, man. Congrats. And so could you share with everyone kind of where your vision is for 2018, or what your goal is?
Yeah, sure. So I've actually started this YouTube channel. You can just find me at YouTube at Akie, just Akie. And my goal for this year is actually I'm not wholesaling the millions like you, but I'm trying to make 100,000. So I want to start netting deals anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, and construct those and get profit 100,000 this year.
Okay, so you want to net 100,000 this year?
Yeah.
Love it, man. I love it, dude. Love it. So now houses price range in your area is how much?
Well, the average is about 120, but I've been working in lower end areas.
Gotcha. And Akie, did you close with an attorney or a title company?
Title company.
You guys, if you're in Virginia, reach out. Akie, are you okay with sharing?
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we share.
My title company?
What's that?
My title company?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's contact me on YouTube and I'll get it to you.
There you guys go to his channel. Subscribe, drop a comment, show those love, and then he might share the title company with you. So what's your YouTube channel again?
It's just Akie, Akie.
Akie. That's it?
Yeah, just my first name, yeah.
Awesome, man. You guys, we're wrapping it up, and you guys, I love these kind of interview because we all come different walk of life, right? We all merge into real estate. We want a better life, and everybody's stories is different. So I love hearing these kind of stories. So those of you who recently got your first wholesale deal done, drop me a comment. I would love to get you guys on the show. Would love to interview you. And Akie, I just want to say, man, thank you so much for being open and coming onto the show and sharing with everyone your stories. So that way you can inspire and motivate those to go out there and do it. And you guys, Akie is on a top ramen noodle budget, and he made $4,000 already off of wholesaling. Zero money, right? What's that?
Appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, not a problem. Thank you, man. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much. And if you guys do like this, show the love. Don't be shy. Smash those thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So I'm gonna stop it.